What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another knife therapy episode. Today I have something super special for you in the form of the Guardian Tactical Recon 035. So this is an out the front opening pocket knife. If you're not familiar with an out the front, all that means is that pretty much the knife deploys from the front instead of your traditional side opening pocket knives that open from the side. This is also a dual action opening automatic, and all that means is that when you retract the firing button after deploying it, it will retract the blade into the handle. So this thing is super fast, super fun. It has that fidget factor that everyone is looking for. This thing is awesome, and the Guardian Tactical Recon 035 does it right. So guys, let's jump into some quick stats so you know exactly what we're looking at here before we get too far into this. The overall length, they're saying, is 7.75 inches with a blade length of 3.375 inches. It's showing a handle length of 4.375 inches, and the weight on this thing is only coming in at 3.81 ounces. So a little heavy if you're looking at the ounce per inch. For the blade length, it is slightly heavier than that, than what you could probably typically say is the industry standard. However, for an out the front quality pocket knife, this thing is outstanding. It has been a joy to carry. You can see some snail trails where I've had this in my pocket, some light wear. It's just been a complete joy to carry. I've really been enjoying it. So this thing has aluminum handles, Type 3 anodized. I went with black. This is the blacked out version, so the screws are black. The blade's completely blacked out. The clip's blacked out. It's what you would typically think of when you think of a tactical knife. Also the dagger blade, which is personally my preference, just because if you're going to have this type of knife, I don't see a real reason to not. This blade's perfect for defensive use. Both sides of the knife are sharpened. Very sharp, I might add. They did a very nice hollow grind on both sides, and they got it paper thin. Paper thin, guys. This thing effortlessly push cuts through envelopes, paper, you name it. I've been enjoying using this knife just because how thin they got the edge. Now, they do say in there, when you get the knife, there's like a little warranty card in there, and it's a limited lifetime warranty, so they warn against if you pry or do dumb stuff with the pocket knife, that'll void the warranty. However, I was very fond to see that they do suggest that you probably will have to oil the knife. You also periodically have to take the knife apart to clean it out, and they understand that. They understand that this, if it gets junked up in there, you might have to take it apart to get her back running as smooth as it was. So that's awesome. They also use non-proprietary hardware, so you can take this apart with your simple Allen keys, and that is awesome. One other thing, note, they said they will sharpen this knife for free. They just only requested $10 for the return shipping, so I thought that was very nice of them, especially for a premium price point for an out the front automatic. It's good to see. It's good to see. So really, guys, the only other competitor in the market that I know of that does serious business is Microtech. This is very similar if you are familiar with a Troodon or a Scarab. It's more of a wider handle with a wider blade to it with a side firing button. So like we were talking about before, to push forward on the firing button, we'll deploy the knife and then retract it. Now Guardian Tactical has done something different, and you can see here because I've been carrying this. You can see those two lines there. This thing actually has 3 ceramic ball bearings pressed into there, and they inserted a steel bar in there so the ball bearings glide on the steel. And that makes for such a smooth firing and retracting action. It has been so pleasant to use. If you're familiar with a Microtech, you know that those are very stiff actions that sometimes require two hands to get the blade retracted into the handle. This is extremely better than that. It's so awesome to use. It fires just as fast as a Microtech. Lockup is just as good as a Microtech. And they really, Guardian Tactical, really, you can tell they went after competitively towards the Microtech, especially towards the Ultratech pricing. Very similar in that, and obviously they wanted to, Microtech hasn't had any competition really in the division of the out the front pocket knives for some time. So it is good to see some other very comparable options so that it's not just such a monopoly on the market. Guardian Tactical has been doing an outstanding job. I personally never used it. Their customer service, everybody raves about that. They're great people. They'll take care of you. From everything that I know, I have no reason to doubt that. One thing we should note, that this is a serialized pocket knife, so it is not dated. I wish they would date the knives, just so you would know that this is a 2019 version, and 5 years from now, you could look back and just right off the bat know that. So that's one minor critique. They also are putting pretty much all the writing is not on the blade. So the only thing you got on the blade is LMAX. I don't know a whole lot about LMAX. I know that it's comparable to 154 CM, so I like 154 CM. LMAX is, I don't have that much time on it. It seems like it takes a very fine edge, so that is good. I'm not sure how well that edge will hold up. If it's tough or if it resharpens easy, I'm not sure. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I don't have many knives in LMAX, especially knives that I use. This knife for me will be pretty much just a letter opener. And I'll also carry it with me as like a secondary blade for defensive use. I have heard some people talk about that the lack of jimping on the sides, or typically most out the fronts have jimping everywhere on them. And I really don't find that to be a con in use. Obviously, if you're deploying this as a offensive or defensive primary knife, then maybe you would want that if you're overseas deployed, police, military, that type of role. Maybe that would be more suited towards your type of task. However, just for the everyday carry, I find that it is just fine. One thing I have noticed that this aluminum is very slick, and the pocket clip doesn't have all that much tension. However, when you're trying to remove this from your pocket, how slick the aluminum is, a lot of times I have to re-grip to grab it. It's not just a quick pull out. Sometimes I do slip off and I'll have to re-grip and grab the knife to pull it out of my pocket. So that is one thing to note. I wish this milling was on the rear here, because that would be perfect to retract the knife from your pocket. I love the implementation of the lanyard hole. It is milled into the handle, so it is just awesome. Most of the time, I haven't seen anybody take the time to actually mill that hump out. Normally they do a pin or they just drill a hole. So that is awesome to see. There is no glass breaker on this knife. That's fine by me. I think most people that are going to be breaking glass have other means to do that anyway, so that is okay. So guys, my overall thoughts, man, if you can't tell, I'm impressed. I'm happy to be back. This will be the first video, I believe, on the channel since the honeymoon. So thank you guys. Thank you for the love and support. As always, man, I'm so blessed to be in this position and to be able to share this content with you guys. And thank you so much for subscribing. Tune into the Instagram where I'm trying to keep that stuff updated over there. So that's probably the best way to get in touch with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below. And somewhere over here, you should see a subscribe button, hopefully to make it easy for you if you like this type of content. Thank you guys again, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Yo, guys, y'all let me forget again. So this is like, I'm terrible, so I'm super sorry. Real quick, size comparisons, because I forgot. This is my favorite knife of all time, the Ray Laconico Keen, an industry standard, the Sebenza 21 large. Next, we got the automatic SOCOM Elite by Microtech. And then finally, guys, we are looking at one of my favorites, the Strider SNG. So hopefully, guys, that will give you a quick look at the couple size comparisons for the Guardian Tactical Recon 035. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you soon. Peace.